Yeah, I just got every notification.
Okay, and we're live. We're live on Restream, and let's see if it's pulling it up on Twitch. So I have to refresh this stupid thing.
So now, how are you seeing the chat?
So this thing, I mean, if anyone, if you want to chat, actually, it should pop through.
Yeah, it's fine. I see it.
Oh, is it?
It's sort of in the background, yeah.
There we go. Okay. Yes. What's a damn ad? It's always sports. I don't watch sports.
Now I'll see it from here.
Did you say anything?
No, I mean, I could test it. I'll go to Mixer. The movie is live. Test it. Yep, see?
Howdy, Jimwich.
Hey.
Yeah, so it's nice. So it combines Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, and Discord channel into one, which is nice.
All right.
Okay. So
Make sure there's the viewers in there too.
yeah, viewers is nice. Okay. So ooh, it's coming out nice. Coming out crisp. Okay. Okay, friends. Hello. So welcome to Tag News. I'm joined by my lovely co-host. I'm Jimmy.
Hey.
And yes, I did write lovely co-host and everything on
I know.
on Twitter and
I saw.
Instagram and
follow
all
you.
the stuff.
I follow you.
I hope so. Follow you back.
That's alright. Yep.
Team follow back. You know how it is. So as you guys can see from our little agenda in the top right, we have quite a bit of news to discover. Some of it is personal, because this is our first episode, so we're talking a little bit about ourselves, that you guys can get to know us, get to know me, get to know Jimmy. Make sure you guys like and subscribe his stuff. Go follow him on Mixer, Twitter, Instagram, Discord. I didn't put his Discord code in there, but if you follow him on Mixer, it's in his description. So a little bit about ourselves. Let me pop up our profiles. So this is moi. This is just me on Player.me, but this is just a hub that kind of shows everything that I'm on because I'm on so much crap.
Hey, Ref.
Hey, how's it going, Ref? How's it going? Where does Ref live? Are you in America?
He's in Australia.
Oh, you're in Australia. What time is it there?
He's 6 hours ahead, so it's
6 hours
around
ahead,
7.
so it's like, wow, it's around 7 p.m. Wow, so, geez, that's pretty cool though.
Get viewers from across the globe.
No, you know what's really cool? Have you guys ever met in real life before?
No.
Okay. Anyways,
3:41 a.m. Wow, I'm wrong. That was wrong. How much farther ahead are you?
or behind. He could be behind.
Way off. Thanks.
Does Australia have different time zones, like how in America we have different time zones?
I don't think anybody.
Oh,
does.
people can't see the chat. They don't know what we're thinking of. That's why I want. I'm so stupid. Oh my god.
Yeah, we have met IRL. I'm Jimmy's dad.
I'm Jimmy's dad.
I'm ahead.
Hi, Jimmy's dad.
Yeah, he had Christmas a day before us.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you know what? Here, hold Alt. Go to the top little thing and drag down. Drag down. Keep going. Okay, now push it up. Go to the bottom one and drag down. Does that not drag down? I guess not, because that's the bottom. Yeah, because you had the restream shit, so that's how high it'll go.
Yeah.
It'll only stay within your camera now.
Oh, okay, cool. Nice. Okay.
I have to daylight savings time right now. Are we?
I don't know.
It is, right? Because my car is still daylight savings, and my oven.
No, I think daylight saving time is in the summer.
No, we went.
Pretty sure it starts in March.
Didn't we go an hour back?
Yeah.
My car is ahead of me.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure daylight saving time is forward, because you spring forward.
Yeah, after. We go back and then Don't we go back? Don't we go forward?
I hate that. I'm just gonna put that out there. Like Benjamin Franklin was a smart dude. He came up with a lot of stuff. Like really revolutionized like the theory of electricity. But really, daylight savings time is just.
Hold on. What happened?
Oh god, the mic. It's what? Getting loud. Oh jeez. Okay.
Maybe we have it set up too loud. Lower the gain a little bit. You could probably, I was gonna say you could probably put it back towards the end. How's that?
Okay. How's that? Oh, we're going into yellow. But this is not.
That was me. I coughed.
Okay. Was that better? Ref?
It's probably better.
Ref?
We don't need two.
Yeah. Okay.
2 gains.
That's good. Like it's fine. Then for a second it will be really loud. Does it still do that? Because I just changed some stuff. Oh, it's going into yellow.
That's okay.
It's fine normally.
My hat is reverse. No, it's not.
Word. Oh yeah. So what I was gonna say about him being in Australia is, have you heard of the game Ark?
Yes. Is that on Australia?
No, but like, so the thing with Ark is it's real time, and like, and the way it works is you have to create. It resets every 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
I
play it.
Oh, you play it?
Yeah, I have.
So what I'm saying with like Ref is like when you're sleeping or like doing shit, he could monitor, and then vice versa, because that's what people. I guess it's a strategy to be like A1 in Ark, is to have people from all over the world, because you always want someone basically defending your base.
Yeah.
Because you don't want everyone to be offline. Someone come by, pillage all your resources,
Yeah.
and then you guys come back and you're like, well, shit, we ain't got anything anymore now.
That game.
So that's what I'm saying. Like if you have Ref and you get some dude in like China, wow, this white balance. Wait.
There's a delay, seemingly. Yeah, he has a delay. Is it on purpose?
What delay?
I don't know. You have a delay. I actually notice it when you're streaming too.
Like the mic?
The stream. Like from when we notice chat to when it actually shows up. HD as fuck. But delay.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, no, it's because the chat's real time, but then the stream is like so.
Jimmy is lower quality.
But the stream is like.
Oh, Jimmy's is lower quality. Hey, fuck you, man.
Yeah, no. So when you type something, it's like instantly send back because it's just text. But like for audio, video, there's just that inherent lag of like. Probably, I mean, it depends. I think Mixer has the fastest. I think it's like 5 seconds.
3 seconds.
Yeah, but don't forget, I stream to Restream and then to Mixer. Yeah. So I have the latency between my computer to Restream, then Restream servers to Mixer servers. So that's probably gonna be about 5-10 seconds. Twitch, I think is medium. It's like 10, 15. Then YouTube is long. YouTube is like 20 seconds. YouTube is like really bad. Like their latency is like horrendous.
It's almost half a minute.
I know, and no. Oh yeah, no, it's bad because I remember one time, because when I first started streaming, I only streamed on YouTube, and I would hit stream, and I would do something, and I would look at the TV because what I do is I have the stream open on my TV just so I can monitor the quality, make sure it's coming out good. I don't have audio because if you have audio, it'll bounce off the mic and create horrible sound problems. But I noticed that when I played Rainbow Six, I would plant a bomb. And I would just stand there to see what happened. And it took like 20 seconds for me to show that I planted the bomb. And it was annoying because I wouldn't be able to tell if there was like lag or stutter in the game. Because I'd be playing the game and I'd be glancing over. And I'd be looking at 20-second old footage where there might not have been a lot of action. Because a lot of lag and stutter happens during action. Like, when there's gunfire and stuff. Because your computer's... Exactly, because it's processing more stuff versus like just a still image.
Yeah.
So, I'd be in the middle of a fight. And I, would be intense in that. I'd look over and I'd see like a wall, and I'd be like, oh yeah, it's coming in grade. So, the lag is real with YouTube. So I do apologize. If I will try and look into like different options and see if maybe I can put a latency on the chat, because I can't really improve the latency on the video. So if I can add latency to the chat, maybe that would like cause it to sync up a little bit better.
The mic is too loud.
Really?
Right now? Maybe you have your... I mean, Ref, I don't know. Maybe you have your headphones really loud?
Okay. How's that? Okay, let's keep talking to me that way.
Okay. Yeah, let's get into this.
Okay. So,
Andrew built a computer.
Yeah, so I've been in the process of building a computer for probably God, when did I start building this thing? It was like spring semester of college.
That might
of
be us,
senior
or if we might just be
year.
talking loud.
Yeah, I do occasionally go loud sometimes when I get excited. Like remember Rick and Josh? Spherical. You know, get loud at times. Remember that shit?
Take it easy, man.
Whoa, just
Take it easy.
who's the theater thug? What was I talking about? I don't remember. Oh yeah, so this is my player.me page. Somehow we got from that to God knows where. That's the thing about streaming with a co-host. You know,
You just kind of go everywhere.
it opens up dialogue and makes it not as boring. Oh yeah, the computer. Duh. Very scatterbrained, as I'm sure you guys have noticed if you watch my live streams. I've been building it so probably almost about a year now. And I've been slowly adding things. My girlfriend got me a dope ass case, added RGB lighting to it. If you guys check out Instagram, you guys can see what it looks like.
It's really nice.
I am very in love with it.
Check it out.
It is my like baby.
It's
I love it less than my girlfriend though. In case she watches this and she gets mad, I love it less than my girlfriend just by.
I don't know, man.
That much, you know.
It's pretty. It's pretty pretty.
It is pretty pretty, but you know. Yeah, it's pretty.
Like we're just like going back.
Your hand on the volume from 10 to 100% back them so quick if you know what I mean.
It's like we're talking just and everyone.
Damn.
I'm trying to think what could fix that because I never had that problem. My problems were much more technical.
I don't know. Yeah.
Go down the list.
Yeah. Okay. So, as we keep getting distracted, so this is my player.me. Most of the stuff you can find me on if you just look up Mahubi or Mahubi Gaming. So, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Mixer, Twitch. I stream on all three just to be diverse and open myself up to everyone. And then this is the lovely Jimster. His Mixer page.
Oh, I didn't know you brought up my page.
I didn't know what else to put on there because I feel like this is like your main hub, right?
It is.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So this is Jimmy. He made this dope ass like image right here. I
didn't make that.
Really?
No, I bought that.
Woo!
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't make that.
Looks just like you.
I could make it, maybe. I don't know. I didn't.
Oh, wow. Well, I assumed you did, but anyways, it looks really dope.
Thank you.
Follow him on Instagram. He made this really cool this graphic of this person named Sam. I'm not gonna lie, there's maybe a little battle going on between these two people. You know what I mean?
Like Andrew. Jesus.
What?
He comments. I was laughing so hard.
What do you mean?
I'll post something on Instagram, and Andrew will comment under his gaming channel or under his personal channel. He'll comment, and then switch to the other account, and reply.
No, that is not.
And reply.
No, that's not what's happening.
In an argumentative manner.
I am currently in a war with this other person with the name of Hoobie, and it's very very interesting.
Let me just read
because he commented before I was able to.
Let me just read you.
And I think I know who it is. I think I know who it is.
From Mahubi Gaming. Hello, Sam. Welcome to the fam. Yeah, you're right. Let's pull it up. Oh, look, he's under Mahubi Gaming.
Yeah, that's who I am.
I don't
know who this Mahubi person is.
My ugly ass pictures. I love that video.
I forgot about this. Yo, this is the stuff you guys get to see. Oh, tell me. Jimmy, whoa, you want to get there, buddy?
No, I was painting.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so this is the war, you know. This is me right here, you know. I welcome Sam, and then some jackass with the same name as me, you know, Tails into that fight. You know, he's trying to start a fight, and I feel personally attacked. Not gonna lie. And then Jimmy, you're trying to be the peacekeeper he is. You know.
I can't, bro. I can't, bro. I was pissing myself reading that.
Okay, so yeah, so this is Jimmy's Mixer. If you guys want to know anything about his follow Mixer, all of his stuff is on his Patreon, his Twitter, his Xbox, all that stuff. He mostly plays on Xbox. I play PC, but you know we can be friends. Console gamers and PC gamers can be friends.
I mean,
what?
What?
You mean what? That's not what it is.
No, it's Mahubi.
I don't know what you're talking to. That's not me.
Mm-hmm.
Not me. That is not me.
That's not even your last name, and you both have the same name.
That's what I'm saying. He stole my name. Bastard.
And your pictures.
Bastard thought he could get away with it. Incoming snap, Jimbo.
Yeah, he's trying to. He hasn't been writing. He's trying to get a snap of the audio going loud.
Oh.
But I guess it hasn't.
I maybe picked. I don't know.
Never mind. It went up. Never mind. Let's see.
Oh, I hear the crackling.
Oh, look, he cuts out real quick. Well, no, ref. I spoke really loud. That wasn't the audio. That was me.
Yeah, we probably need to work more on like keeping our volumes consistent because. Shut up.
What? That second one I didn't get. I didn't understand that second one. But yeah, that's my mixer. Ref is already a very faithful follower.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
That's my dude.
Yeah, I remember like when I first met. So I actually met Phil. We have a mutual friend named Phil. I've known Phil since 7th. Well, I'm talking to everyone else.
Yes, I'm sorry.
I'm not only talking to Ref.
Ref, get out of here.
No, don't leave, please. You're the only one watching.
I'm talking to everybody else, but you're the only one watching.
Anyways, so we have a mutual friend named Phil, and I've known him since like 7th grade. And then when he came to the same, so we all go to the same school. That's how we all know each other. And when like college, and when Phil transferred to the same school, I don't want to say the school. I don't want to violate your privacy or anything like that.
I tell people that's up to you. That's your channel.
Yeah, so we went to Quinnipiac. Well, he still goes to Quinnipiac. I like his accent. Ref, I like your accent. It's very Australian. I forget things a lot.
Let me just interject real quick. That might just be us lowering our tone more. Let's try to stick around like right here because if you look at it, the green is. No, hold on.
Maybe it's our distance. Maybe we're getting too close.
I think we're too far.
You think we're too far?
Yeah, look how far. Look how low it is.
Okay.
See, as I get closer.
Yeah, go ahead and mess around with that.
Go ahead and talk whatever
Yeah. So we all know Phil from school, but the thing is, when Phil transferred to Quinnipiac, because he went to an old school, he moved. He lived with Jimmy, so that's how they knew each other because they were roommates. And then I met Jimmy a few times, and then last year, me and Phil's senior year, his junior year, we like all lived together in the same suite, and so that's how I got to know Jimmy, and that's how we got to be good friends.
And he makes delicious food.
I mean, I try.
Wow, he got me fat.
I try. Yeah. Oh, I tell everyone about that pasta that knocked us out. Remember?
Oh shit.
Oh my god, I have to make that again one day. That was so good.
Thanks, Ref.
That was so good. Anyway, so that's how we know each other. Where was I going with this?
I don't know. We started on my stream.
I don't know anymore.
How we met?
I get distracted so easily. I think that's how we're doing. It's how we met.
Mm-hmm.
And then so that's how we knew each other. And then I built my computer probably March of 2017. So it's been almost a year.
Yeah, dude, you've been building this for a while. It is really beautiful.
Yeah.
Ref, you gotta go look at his computer, bro.
Yeah, check out the Insta. Anyways, okay. Oh,
I don't think he has Instagram actually.
Oh, I mean, I think I posted it on Twitter. My Instagram is public, so you can look it up.
That's true.
On like the internet, if you pull up like Instagram.com, you can look me up. You don't have to have the app. It's late of boys, but I'll catch this up.
That's fun.
Oh, okay.
All right, buddy.
How long are these episodes gonna be? I don't know. I mean, honestly, it depends how like we feel, because I don't want to limit ourselves to a time format. It's just how fast. I mean, we're still on the first topic.
Jesus Christ.
It's been
like
how long has it been? Why is there no timer?
There should be.
Right? You would assume there'd be a timer. There's one on here.
But alright, Ref. Go to sleep, buddy. See you later, man. 20 minutes.
Where does it say that? Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. So we've been streaming. Oh, so we've been streaming for about 20 minutes right now.
Yeah.
Pretty good. So okay, so into our like first real topic here after our intro. So if you guys follow me on Instagram and Twitter, you guys know that I recently got like a warning, a postscript when I turn on my computer that like, because normally I turn on my computer and I just walk away, and when I come here, like I'm able to just log in because it takes like 10 seconds or so. Um, that didn't happen. It was stuck on this like scary post screen that showed. I don't know if you, for those who don't know what post means, it's a computer term for power on self test. Every time you turn on your computer, it runs that test and basically just checks every little piece of hardware before it turns on. And one of my hard drives failed that test. It failed the post test, and it gave me a little warning message, and it said hard drive like HGST0331. I was like, okay, which hard drive is that? So I had to like figure out which hard drive it was. Was like failing. It didn't fail. It was failing.
Not the same thing.
No, it. So what it does is it monitors like 30 something criteria about your hard drive, and if any of those values go out of range, it's like, oh, like it might fail. It doesn't give you an exact date. It's kind of like if you don't change your oil for a long time.
Yeah, but
You're-
failing is the process of like to fail.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that section might fail, but my data isn't affected.
Okay.
So none of my data was affected at the moment, but like the hard drive at technically any day, month, or even year could fail, and I didn't want to lose my data. So I got a 2 terabyte hard drive, and I had to transfer the data from my game drive to that new, because my current game drive is 1 terabyte, my new one is 2. So I moved that over. That took way longer than I had expected because I woke up one morning and I was like, I'm off today. I'm gonna do the data transfer because I know it's gonna take a little while. And I was like, okay, I can't play any games right now because of my game drive. So we make breakfast and stuff. Took like 3.5 hours.
Holy shit.
Took 3.5 hours. And then that wasn't even the drive that was failing. I was just basically upgrading my game drive. And then so then I wiped my old game drive and took the failing drive and copied that data over to my old game drive.
So you
And
took
that-
all that stuff off and put it in a separate one with all your other shit.
Exactly. Yeah. So my old game drive went to my new one. Wiped the old one, so that's basically an empty drive.
You're not using it?
And then I moved my failing drive stuff onto the old one. And then I took out the failing drive.
Oh, you're not using the failing drive?
Yeah, I'm not using the failing drive, exactly.
Well, of course, yeah.
Yeah. So why would I? And then that, I mean, that one only had about 200 gigabytes, but that took about an hour and a half. So that that's 5 hours of my day right there. And I didn't have work, so I woke up at like 10. So,
yeah,
it's not like I woke up. It's not like I woke up at my normal 5:30 to go to work.
You wake up at 5:30?
I woke up at 5:30 to go to work.
Oh my god.
I know. I worked this weekend, so.
Christine used to too, but she does the late night now.
Nope. That's what I do every day.
Sounds like a lot. I don't know too much about PC, or I'm not. I used
I mean,
to
a
be
lot
good
of
at
I mean,
tech.
a lot of it is like set it and forget it. It's really easy. You use this program, select your like original drive, select your new drive, hit next. It does all the work. You don't have to do shit. It just does it in the background. So that part, so it's easy. It's just lengthy, and I can't. I technically can use the drive for gaming, but the problem is you can run into issues where you could corrupt the data, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that sucks.
Or you could drastically slow down both the gaming experience and the data transfer, which I don't want to do that either. So I just didn't game. I watched like YouTube and like did some studying and stuff like that. Let's see. So that took a while. That's why I wasn't able to game one day. And I really wanted to play Forza because I got Forza Horizon 4. Yeah, I was off. So I really got I got Forza Horizon 4. I just got a dope ass Xbox One controller to play.
It's cheap too.
Yeah, I only got it for like 40. Like normally these things run for like $60, and this is
for the
and for the color. Yeah, it's like the special edition was normally like 80. Sometimes
I got mine for
I think one of them was like 140. I was like,
yeah, you might as well buy an Elite controller.
yeah, I was like, I mean, it looks really nice. It was like a nice like red and black like lava theme. It looked dope as heck. But I was not gonna pay for it. So I got this guy, and it feels really nice, and I wanted to play some Forza with it and whatnot. Because I was reading online, a lot of people say for like racing games, you're better off with a controller.
Yeah.
Like for shooting games, you really want to do keyboard and mouse because you get better you get better precision with the mouse. But the controller is the best one for gaming, for like racing games. And so that day was gone. I mean, I got to do some busy work. I got a lot of studying done, which is good. So
Nerd.
yeah, I know. So
You don't even go to school anymore.
I know, but I have to study for my MCAT. Okay.
Fair.
Because your boy trying to get into medical school. And then after all that, I was like, okay, let me play like a round of Forza, or not a round, but like a little bit of Forza, just to get my feet wet, play like the intro, the beginning, set up my character, my car, all that stuff. Game's corrupt. Great. That's probably why the drive was failing or something. I don't know. Anyway, so I had to re-download it, but I wanted to delete the old file before I downloaded the new one. So I went to delete it, and it wasn't working. It literally gave me no, like, I don't know if during the transfer process my like ownership rights of the folder was lost, but I tried just classic delete button, wouldn't let me do it. So I was like, okay, let me use command prompt. Let me go administrative rights and command prompt and delete it. And it wouldn't let me. I was like, how in the hell is this thing not gonna let me? You know what it showed me? It showed me.
That's scary.
It showed. Well, the red's not scary. What's scary?
Yes, it is.
What's scary is this part's actually pretty funny. When I hit delete, it was like I had to confirm. It said the item at blah has children, and the recurse parameter was not specified. If you consider all children will be removed with the item. Microsoft, what are you doing? Why do you have it say children? Like what? You couldn't say like files. I mean, sometimes like the wording they choose is so weird.
Weird, yeah.
Like, it took me so long. It took me like, well, not so long. It took me like half an hour to fix this. I had to open like the rights of the folder, and then manually add myself as the owner because it had no owner. So that's why I couldn't delete it.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I had to manually add myself as owner, and then I had to inherit ownership. I was like, why does it say inheritance? Why is there stuff adding human things
Family,
like children
like,
and inheritance
to
folders? It was just so weird. It's like first you get all this red stuff, which is scary, but then you get like has children. Like
I'd probably just close it.
Like I don't want to orphan these poor kids. That wasn't my intention. So like
I wouldn't even deal with it.
So that was that, and I finally deleted it, and then I was able to restart the download. It was like 60 gigs and a half. So I just set it to download overnight, and then I had my computer auto turn off, and then I was like, screw it. And then I played like a round yesterday with because Jimmy came over yesterday, and I played like the first match. I mean, like the first race, and
easiest race.
Yeah, it's the easiest race. So I came in first. Better hope so.
It changes drastically.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's how every racing game is. They always like the first race is like
expect you to be a god.
Yeah, they're always like, "Wow, everyone's looking at you," and then like after that, then they're like, "You suck, you piece. You have to like defeat these like 10 bosses." I'm like, "Oh my god, this is." So I thought I was the best. I thought everyone was looking at me.
Yeah, what happened?
And now I'm like hot
some
shit.
Nobody.
Like, yeah, I don't know. So yeah, so that was my day. Tuesday, no Monday. Today's Thursday, right?
Today is Thursday. Yeah.
Today's Thursday. I was off Tuesday. Oh my god, my schedule's so messed up. I was supposed to be off this weekend, but I switched like Sunday for Tuesday with someone. Just fine, because Sundays are usually pretty boring at work. And then so I was off Tuesday, worked Wednesday, and was off Thursday. Yeah, I wish I was just off. I was.
And Thursday.
I tried to find coverage, but no one was free because they don't like you going over 40 hours. So I was going to try and get an intern who who works like 20 hours to like take my shift. I was going to use PTO for Wednesday, but no one was. They either are in school or they were already working or something. So I was like, great. I could have had a 3-day like little stretch off, but whatever. Yeah. So I'll take Tuesday and Thursday. It's fine.
At least you get something.
Yeah, exactly. Like today, like I'm off today, so I'm able to do this stream, which I've been really looking forward to doing and really wanting to do for a while. So, who invited you?
I'm a child.
How did you get this address?
I'm a child.
So on to our next topic. So the headline of this video: CES 2019. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but I personally am a recently enlightened AMD fanboy.
Recently enlightened.
Yeah, right. So what I mean by that is I'm
not
the old school AMD fanboys who were like AMD is the best processor. No. Let's get something straight here. Before Ryzen, AMD was horrible.
What are you using?
No, I'm using Ryzen.
Oh.
So I consider myself like the new enlightened AMD fanboy. But like the old ones when it was like the FX series, it was great because they had like 8-core 16-thread processors when Intel wasn't pushing those out. But for gaming, it's more about single-core performance, and Intel was killing it in single-core performance. So their processors were objectively better for gaming in every way. The only difference, AMD's processors were highly overclockable, and they were unlocked, and they were a lot more fun to work with. So that's why a lot of the enthusiasts were like hardcore nerds and gamers, And that I can see because people are using like 7-year-old FX processors and still playing AAA games to this day. Because of how easily their processors are overclockable, you can just take it and just pump more juice into it and cool it better with like liquid cooling or something. And you can get like somewhat ish comparable. Like you're not going to get, i9 9900K processor levels, but you're going to get, maybe i5 7620s. You're going to get.
I know nothing about this.
You're gonna get some, but the other good thing though is for streaming their processors are really good because you want a lot of cores and threads for streaming, so you have like 4 threads being used for gaming and then the other like 12 for streaming. So that's one of the reasons for my computer I went with an AMD Ryzen build over Intel.
Oh, Ryzen is AMD.
Yeah. So Ryzen is like,
I thought Ryzen and AMD were different. And you were saying you're an AMD fan, person now, and I'm like, you're using Ryzen.
No.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Ryzen is like the latest like name of their chips.
Yeah, I know Ryzen, but I
for
didn't
their
know
CPUs.
okay.
Yeah. So I'm using the 2nd gen Ryzen 5 2600.
Intel.
No, Intel by no means is bad. Like they're really good. Like no. I mean, you probably just have like a shitty processor. Like
I got an old ass computer.
Yeah, that's the problem. You have an old ass computer. It's not you have Intel. Like I'm not dissing Intel here. Okay, I think competition is great. It is great having AMD and Intel because for the longest time, what was happening is AMD was so bad, Intel could just like kind of skate along, and like the last few generations, there's been really no progress. Like there's no reason to upgrade from like a 6th to a 7th or even to an 8th generation processor because the performance game is so minimal. Like it used to be really like the 3rd to the 4th. You saw like almost 20% differences. It was worth it to go from the 3rd to the 4th gen.
Yeah.
Now it's just like there's no point. But with Ryzen coming along, Ryzen like really upset the market and it's kind of forcing Intel to say, crap, we can't just sit on our asses. We actually have to like innovate again and it's the whole competition breeds. It's like why there's a PS4 and an Xbox One. It's because it breeds competition. It's like, oh shit, these guys have Blu-ray. We need to have Blu-ray. Oh, these guys have 4K HDR. We need 4K HDR. Oh crap, these guys are only $299. We need to go from $399 to like $299 or something.
Yeah, $275.
Yeah, exactly. $250. Yeah, competition is good for a market. It brings prices down and brings performance up, and those are two things that consumers benefit from. And when you had AMD stagnating for so long, like they were just literally not doing anything, Intel was able to do the same thing. But now Ryzen is basically just coming in and like throwing stacks on that ass, so Intel's like, fuck, we need to do that shit too. So the sun, that's why our faces are
right now. The fucking sun is like right now. It's alright. I mean, it's not you. I'm just white out. Blue.
You have more contrast between the background than I do.
I know.
I was because I'm wearing a gray shirt with a gray background.
I'm wearing a white shirt and a black hoodie. I might as well not be wearing
You're
a shirt.
like blinding them. Ah, my eyes.
Oh my god. Let's get some contrast.
And so with the new with CES 2019, AMD unleashed their new Ryzen Zen 2 architecture, Ryzen 3000 chip. So it's the 3rd generation of Ryzen, but the 2nd generation of the architecture. And the architecture, think of it as like the foundation of the processor. That doesn't have to change every year. You can make slight improvements, but they do have a processor come out every year that has slight improvements. And so they released their new Zen 2 Ryzen 3000 processors, and these performances, Dr. Lisa Su, because
Dr. Lisa Su?
She always has the doctor whenever that's AMD's CEO is Dr. Lisa Su. She seems like a nice lady. I don't know. I mean, I don't know her personally, just from the keynote that I watched was like an hour and a half. Like half of it was like just intro.
Like us.
No, I mean intro.
90% of us
No, I mean
intro.
I mean it was like a static image, and all it said was like AMD Ryzen coverage will start shortly. It was like that for like half an hour, so I was able to skip a lot of that on YouTube. But I did try to watch like a majority of it. And so one of the things they're claiming is faster performance than Intel's flagship gaming processor, the i9 9900K.
Wait, what's 7nm?
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. So when you process a CPU, you have transistors, and if you can make those transistors smaller, you could fit more on the same size.
Yes.
Think of it like resolution. You can have like a 24-inch monitor, one's 1080p, one's 4K. There's more pixels, so they're smaller. That gives you better image quality. And what that's what 7 nanometer is. It's the size of the transistors.
Nanometer.
So before it used to be 14, sometimes 12 and 10ish, but the big one was like 14. Intel unveiled a 10 nanometer processor, and then AMD brought out their 7 nanometer Ryzen, which was teased since I think last year. They showed a roadmap. And
do you think they'll ever get to 1?
I don't know.
1 nanometer?
I think 5 is probably the next iteration. I don't know. You know what? Honestly, maybe I don't see why not. It's not going to be for a while.
You think that's possible?
Maybe in the
like,
next.
That's really small.
Maybe in the next decade.
That's really small.
No, this is very small. Like 7 nanometers. I mean, what's the width of the human hair? I think a human hair is like.
What the hell is that?
Look at that. A human hair is 17 to 181 nanometers. So you're looking at.
It's not an N.
Wait, that's micrometers?
No, that's an N.
No, that's a mu. That's a micro. That's a micrometer.
What the hell?
So a nanometer is 1,000th of a micrometer.
Okay.
So take a human hair, cut it up into 1,000 pieces, and that's the width of the transistor.
That's a lot of hair.
No, one strand of hair, cut it into 1,000
pieces,
and then take just one.
Oh.
And that's the width of a transistor, roughly speaking.
No, I thought you said a nanometer
is 1,000th.
Of
so
one
1/1000th
of one of these
of a micrometer. Yes.
Oh shit, that's tiny.
So that's very tiny.
Damn, I don't think it can get any lower than that. How are you building that? That's
right?
That's so microscopic.
You're looking at like 1,000 to 10,000 times smaller than the width of a human hair.
How do you even build that?
Like that's the engineering feat. That's why it took so long. Like 14 nanometer was the standard for years. And now like 7 nanometer, like you get two things. You could fit more transistors on the same die, and you can also be more power efficient because when you get smaller transistors, if you put the same amount of current through them, you'll just blow them. They'll break. But the bigger ones need more power, otherwise they don't work. So if you make them smaller and you pump in less power, you're using less power.
You're using a lot more of them.
Yeah, but you also can use less power because the way it just flows through. So what that happens is you're getting performance that's, it's not like that much better.
1810.
That's that's last gen. What he's saying is this right here 1810. These are just
how many people bought them?
No. These are numbers in a benchmark called Cinebench. I don't know what these numbers actually relate to. It's not like 1810 horsepower. It's just 1810.
Oh. I was going with years, but then the other ones are in the future.
Yeah. That's just the value. So think of it like horsepower or something of your car or speed. That's all. The higher the number, the better.
But see, that's not a big jump though.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's not a big jump.
No, from the i9 and the 8C.
It's not a big jump from i9 to Ryzen 3. But two things you have to keep in mind. First one is, remember how I said about power? Look at your power difference between AMD and Intel. You're using about 50 watts of less power. That means if you're long-term gaming, it'll cost your system less money. You don't have to buy as big of a power supply. That actually won't matter too much. But you're using less power. So where that can come into play is maybe not the individual person who's gaming a lot and paying their electricity bill, but giant corporations who have thousands of CPUs. If they can save about 50, even 40, 20 watts of processor, they will. Mm-hmm. Because it'll cost them thousands of dollars less because they have thousands of these processors. Mm-hmm. So for them, that's why this is very interesting, because now you're having companies using less power. Also for me, I don't want to keep paying so much money for my electricity bill by pulling more juice out the wall.
Just to play. Yeah,
just to play, And it also allows for cooler processors. So if your processor is cooler, it runs better. That's just a general rule. If you're like people put liquid nitrogen on their processors and go to negative 180 degrees Celsius.
Oh my god!
But they can also overclock their processor to 5 gigahertz, and they can get breathtaking. They can get like stupid performances. You're never gonna. That's not practical. You're not gonna game on that or run a server. But that's like if you want to have like the top score, because like these scores, people like record them and they'll be like, "Yo, I have the top score."
Yeah,
instead of
max everything out.
Exactly. They're liquid cooling their CPU. They're liquid cooling their graphic card. No, you're not, and that's not what it's for. It's just bragging rights. It's kind of like people who soup up their car and go like racing on a drag strip.
Yeah.
You're not gonna drive that down the highway. You're not gonna take that to work. But you're gonna have bragging rights. You'll be like, I have the fastest car. I have the fastest computer. And that's what this ultimately relates to. If you can have a cooler processor that runs cooler, you can cool it better with your stock cooler or with your maybe a water cooler or whatever you have. And then also, so for some people, like maybe not in the Northeast, but people in like the South who might not have air conditioning and it gets really hot in their house, this thing will pump out less heat, so your house gets less hot. So that's another thing, because these things do pump out a lot of heat. And in the winter that's nice. It's like a radiator. It's like a space. It's like a giant ass space heater. I saw this meme online where these two kids were like freezing and they were like, "We have to do it," and they're like, "We have to bring out Crisis."
Crisis?
Because Crisis, it's like a meme. It breaks
the
a computer.
game.
Yeah, it's like can it run Crisis?
Yeah.
And they're like sitting there like warm because the computer's like burning off heat. But yeah, like that's the thing. So the power is the real interesting thing because you're using 50 less watts than Intel, and you're getting even just slightly better performance. The truth behind it is this part. The other thing is the price. Now they're not saying which Ryzen processor this is, like because they have like different SKUs. So this is probably their top of the line one. But the top of the line Ryzen 7 2700X it runs for like less than 400. So 2700X right now will run you MSRP about 330. You can buy it for about 308. If you want an i9
Right there.
900K, you're looking at
Oof.
well, a couple hundred more.
Whoa, look at that computer.
Yeah, right. That's that's pretty.
You might as well just bought that.
Right. Or even if you don't want the i9, if you want the i7 9700K, you're looking at 432. So price wise, Intel's usually been a little more expensive. About 100 or so.
Yeah.
Depending on the exact processor and everything. So that's the second thing I was thought. The first thing was thermals and power. Second thing is price. If they can be cheaper, if AMD can be cheaper than Intel and offer similar performance with cheaper cooling and less power draw, why would you choose Intel?
Yeah.
Like, why would you? And even if you're like, oh, I just bought Intel, what the fuck? Well, Intel's gonna get scared and they're gonna start, making their processors better. They're gonna focus on like bringing power draw down. They're gonna focus on things like why is it that they got rid of hyperthreading on the i5s? So hyperthreading allows you to run 2 threads per core, and a thread equates to basically think of it like a worker on a factory assembly. The more threads, the more workers you have.
Okay.
Or actually, no. Think about it this way: the more cores, the more workers you have, and then the more threads, the more hands they have. So if you have, if you have 2 threads, you essentially have 2 hands. So you could be doing 2 things. But what Intel did with their i5s is they got rid of their hyperthreading. So basically, their employees only have 1 hand, and they can only do 1 thing.
Yeah.
And people are like, why did they do that? And I think it's mostly because they can. They want. I guess they want people to buy their i7s and i9s because strictly speaking, for gaming, you don't really need multi-threading because like I said earlier, it's more about the individual speed of each thread than the amount of threads you have. So you don't really need that technology.
Yeah.
But if you're going to be someone who's like multimedia editing or streaming or content creation, you're going to go for more the i7, i9s. But what if you're a gamer on a budget who streams and you don't want to pay for an i7, you want an i5? And now you don't have multi-threading, so your streams are going to suffer. So you have to pony up the money for the i7. I mean, maybe there's a strategy to it. People were like, people always like to think negative. Like when Apple got rid of the iPhone, the headphone jack thing.
I'm really white right now. Holy bananas!
Like when people when Apple got rid of the headphone jack, people were like, "Oh, it's just so they can make money with their AirPods and blah blah blah." And people were like, "No, it's because that way you can have better quality audio." But people are like, then there's arguments on both sides. They're like, "Yeah, but audio isn't really that degraded through aux, especially if you are that into audio fidelity. You're not going to listen on your iPhone." Yeah, we are really wild.
Look at me. I'm a ghost.
Holy crap!
I'm a ghost with freaking facial hair. Lord. Whew. I can see myself. Who would have guessed?
He's not actually a ghost. Don't worry, people.
Jeez.
And so it just becomes so ultimately it's good that Ryzen is rising. I love the name Ryzen, but it's so clever. Like i7, i9, it's so dumb. Ryzen sounds so cool.
That does sound.
And then do you know what they call their server processors?
If I had to guess,
I don't know if you get this.
is it like Ryzen, like a cool name like that?
It's 4 letters if that helps.
Epic.
Yes, you saw it on there, didn't you? You motherfucker.
Yeah,
I know. I was hoping you wouldn't read it, but yeah.
I was gonna say Radeon.
But yeah, they call it Epic. That's so clever, like Epic processors. Because those are huge processors because they're for servers.
Yeah.
And one of the great things that AMD does, I don't know if Intel does this, so I can't say anything on the other guys, but one of the great things. I'm not advertising Intel here, people.
A little bit.
And now I'm advertising Ryzen. So, anyways, what the hell was I talking about? Epic. So one of the things that AMD promises is that the CPU will fit into the same socket of your motherboard through 2020. So if you bought a first generation Ryzen or Epic processor for your motherboard, so if you bought a what is it? It's
That's good though.
If you bought into like the 370 if you bought into the 370 chipset, shut up.
This is your YouTube channel all over again?
My stuttering. The difference is it's live, so I can't edit it out.
Can't change it. Ain't no blooper reel.
Well, they could just watch. The blooper reel's baked in. The thing. So if you bought their 370 chipset back in 2016, 2017, I forget when Ryzen 1 launched. It's 2019, but it's like January 2019, so I forget when exactly it launched. No, it's 2017. If you bought it then, you could technically buy a Ryzen 3000 series chipset when it comes out this year and just plug it in. Just take out your own, plop it in. You might have to do a BIOS update. That you'll probably have to do to make sure it's configured correctly, but you don't have to buy a new motherboard. And for a lot of people, buying a new motherboard is a reason to just upgrade their whole system because you're changing basically the heart or the soul of your PC right there. So you can just plop it in and plug and play, and that's great, especially on the server side, because if you bought 1,000 CPUs, you probably have 1,000 motherboards.
Yeah.
And that's one less thing to replace, and it's easier to have your IT guy come in, pop out the old one, plop in the new one.
Plop.
Versus, rip out every single wire, put in a new motherboard, plop every new wire in, make sure everything's compatible, plop in the new CPU. Like, no, that's great. So if you bought a first gen Epic, which I don't think a lot of people probably did, I think first gen Epic was to get people like teased as like, wow, AMD's offering this. Okay, let's see what they do. Epic 2 came out late last year. Wow, that's what AMD's offering. Okay, this is promising. And you're guaranteeing support till 2020. Is that what you're telling me? So these are things to consider when you're a long-term company. Like, it's not like you and me where we can maybe save up and blow a couple $100s on a new processor every year. These companies will have to spend tens of or hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of dollars to upgrade their entire infrastructure, and they don't want to do that every year.
That sucks. Exactly.
Now you might miss out on some key features if you just plug and play, because these things are around. So like with Ryzen 3, it's supporting PCI Express 4.0.
That's like iPhone, like how they have the new phones that have different features, but then like all the other phones get the same update. You just can't use certain stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I got the A Plus, but I can't use the face emojis.
Yeah, like you can't use Face ID, but you can use almost everything else. So
I
like,
can use Face ID. No, I can't.
No, you can't.
No, I can't.
So like is it worth it just for that one little thing? And that's something you have to consider. So if you get the new 570 chipset with the Ryzen 3000, that'll support PCI Express 4.0. And what that is, it's the connector that you plug in your graphics card and like other peripherals. And 4.0 is offering, I think it's like, I don't know the exact quality, but it's it's at least a terabyte per second of data transfer, which is wild. And
What?
yeah, which is
Yo,
wild.
imagine downloading a game on that.
Yeah, I
It'd
mean,
be done in 1 second.
That's the other thing. Like, I mean, technically, if you get the internet connection, you can have, I guess, you can go from 10 gig LAN to like terabyte LAN. I don't know who.
Holy shit!
I don't
That's
know
a
who
lot
would.
of money.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Like, it's not gonna happen, but it's just like, you know, that's one less bottleneck for you. And no graphics card right now. Well, okay, no, we're gonna segue into that in a second. But no consumer graphics card at the moment offers terabyte per second, like data throughput. I mean, they like you know, I think the RX 2080 Ti, which is like arguably one of the fastest consumer graphics card for gaming, you know, besides the Titans, which are just stupid. That's like $5,000 a card versus
Jesus.
So no, I'm not saying you should do that. Or 2,500 for the Titan RTX versus 1,200 or 1,100 for the 2080 Ti. But anyways, I think that only offers like maybe 400, 500 gigabits.
That's still crazy
of data transfer, but that's theoretical. That's theoretical maximum. You're never gonna hit that.
Yeah.
That's like how you know, like your car can go 200, but you're never really gonna go 200. You know what I mean? It's your theoretical limit. And so that's the thing. Like, is it really, you know, do you need PCF 4.0? No, you don't. But do servers that are processing trillions of bytes of data a second need it? Yeah, they probably do. Would Google love it? Yeah, I'm sure. You know, the amount of data they process, Facebook, Minecraft, all the huge.
I mean, yeah, you're probably right.
I just threw that in there. Minecraft is actually owned by Microsoft.
Oh yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mahjong.
Yeah, they bought out Mahjong in what, 2016?
A long time ago, yeah.
Oh, it was a long time ago?
I don't know. I thought so.
Oh, I don't know. But you know, that's something you have to consider. But speaking of PCI 4.0 and a graphics card that can satiate that 1 terabyte, AMD also unveiled Radeon 7 with 1 terabyte per second memory bandwidth with I don't know if it's HBM2, high bandwidth memory 2. I don't know if that's the technology it's using, but it's also using 7 nanometer, 3840 stream cores. I don't know what that means, but they're saying it's their fastest consumer level graphics card available. I believe. I mean, it's the latest one. It's great. It's shiny. It's shiny. It's pretty.
It looks nice. That looks like what you have.
Yeah, it looks pretty. It's just bigger. Yeah, so. As for how it performs against 2080 Ti, I don't have the money to buy both cards and just benchmark them. So I'll wait for other YouTubers to do the heavy lifting, and I'll comment on that. Hey, the 2080 Ti is like $1,100. This guy's gonna be, I think,
probably gonna be
500.
What?
Yeah.
The last one is 1,100. This one's gonna be 500.
Well, that's when people are skeptical as to how well it performs. Like the one if it performs more at like a 1070, 1080 Ti level.
It's gonna suck.
We'll see. We don't know. Like I said, AMD historically.
Why would they do that when they can make more money?
Like I said, AMD historically has had lower prices, but they've also had
$600.
No. I personally am skeptical as well. I don't think it's gonna reach that. I'm thinking it's probably gonna reach 2070 levels. The 2070 is around that price. It's around a 500, 450 graphics card, $450, $500 graphics. So it'll probably reach around there. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe AMD is gonna shatter the market. Because again, if they are offering
millions,
yeah, people would A, buy it, B, it'll force NVIDIA to lower the price of their graphics cards, or at the very least, offer a GTX 2080 or 1180 Ti, because people don't want to pay that much money for ray tracing if they can't even use it.
Word.
So it's a technology that's not even fully utilized yet, but they're like baking it in and saying like, oh, trust us, it's gonna come out, buy it now. I'm like, It's kind of like when 4K first came out. No one really bought it.
I don't know
at
anybody
first
who has 4K.
Because it's like, well, it feels a 4K TV. 4K TVs now are cheap. Like they're like a couple $100. Remember when they first came out?
I still think they're a waste though.
I mean, there is 4K. The thing is, there's 4K content now. Back when it first came out,
you don't even notice that. Like you don't notice the difference between 4K and 1080.
When it's a bigger TV, you kind of do.
I mean, but you barely notice 720 by 1080.
Yeah. I mean, see, there's points where that's what he's saying.
Like you don't notice. Like I wouldn't. If you show me a 4K TV and a 1080, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't be able to pick. Looks the same.
No, that's fair, and that's exactly what we're saying. Why would you buy a $5,000 4K TV when there's no 4K content back in 2012, 14? Around that? I don't remember when it came out. Anyways, yeah, when those came out, like there was no 4K content. If there was no way to get it. You'd have to have Blu-ray. or you couldn't even stream it. No one would now you can stream it through Netflix, but like no one was streaming 4K content. So at that point, it was just having something that you couldn't use, and that's what RTX is. It's having a technology that only a few games use.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, yeah, Battlefield 5 is like the thing that uses it. Tomb Raider uses it. The Shadow of the Tomb Raider. There's a few other games, but
I'm sure Gears of War has it. I think.
I think so. I think so. But the problem is when you turn on ray tracing, you go from like 100-ish FPS to like 40, 50, 60.
You know what's crazy?
Because it stresses it so much.
Sidebar, real quick. If you think about it, Gears of War, if that was a new game that just came out today, I feel like that would not sell.
Like classic Gears of War?
Yeah, like the title Gears of War. If a game came out if Gears of War didn't exist, and a game came out now called Gears of War, I think
like the same game.
Yeah, the same game. Just I think nobody would buy it. I think it would be a corny title. Like think about it, Gears of War.
Oh, Call of Duty, but I actually Call of Duty's been out forever, so that's the other thing.
Well, that's the same thing. Like
yeah, same thing as Gears of War. You're right.
I don't know. I just feel like Gears of War is a little edgy in today's like society now versus when it came out. It came out like
It came out like Xbox 360 when it was like in its prime.
New. Like that shit.
Like I think it was a launch title with the 360.
Maybe
20.
I don't know.
So that's probably like 2008, 2007.
Yeah, it has to be at least 9 years old.
2006 or something around there.
It has to be
like 2006, 7, 8, somewhere around there.
I don't know. I was
so
just thinking about it.
Yeah,
no,
I
feel like it wouldn't be as popular.
But that's crazy to think about.
Society would be like, oh, that's edgy. Like I don't want to buy a game called Gears of War. That's corny.
Most of them about it this way. Like a lot of people think about Gears of War. That's probably a game you played a lot growing up.
Me?
And now it's like old as hell.
Oh yeah, that game's done.
Yeah.
They keep making new ones, but it's done. It's just like Halo. It died after the third one.
Call of Duty take the hint?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Call of Duty's a little different.
I think it helps that they have 3 studios, and they're willing to try new things. So a lot of people didn't like the whole jumping vertical movement system. I personally did.
What in like the space suits or whatever?
Not the space suit. I like Black Ops 3 movement style the best, personally. But I get why people didn't like it. A lot of people were like, oh, you could just jump and whatever, and they just added it for no reason. But I like that they were willing to try it. They were willing to do something different to make their game stand out and evolve. And then it didn't work out, but whatever. They still sold millions of copies. People were interested. I mean, it was a selling point. People were like, wow, that's really cool. Let me try it out. They didn't like it, but guess what? They already bought the damn game.
Yeah.
They already bought the game. They
got their money.
They got their money. They don't care. People bought season passes. People pre-ordered. They don't care. They got their money.
That's true.
Yeah, you can hate the game all you want. They don't care. They made their money off of you. Except for microtransactions.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think that's actually how they make. I think they make more money off microtransactions than the actual game. Yeah, that's wild to think about. So I'm excited to see this new GPU. I want to see how it performs. I really do, because I just want to see if it can upset the market. Because that's what I'm more interested in. I don't care, AMD, Nvidia, which one's. No, I care which one's better, but I'm not rooting for a specific company. I'm just rooting for them both to do good, because then like I said, brings prices down, drives performance up, and at the end of the day, that's what matters the most for all of us, for gamers, for enthusiasts, for large companies too. They can save money by buying cheaper and better processors. So I'm looking forward to this. Yeah. Okay, so a little.
Are you okay?
So another thing with CES that happened was okay, now the sun went away again.
It's fine. We look good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, so we're set up right behind like a window, so the sun's facing on us, and I was like, oh, that's gonna be great natural lighting. I forgot about clouds. Bitch ass clouds rolling over, changing the lighting.
Bitch ass clouds.
So Nvidia shocked the world by saying that they would. So let me give you guys a little bit of history on like variable refresh rate technology. So your monitor can have different refresh rates. You have like 60 hertz, you can have 144 hertz, you can have 240 hertz, and that's how fast your monitor refreshes the image on screen. Now that's usually always that's a static cycle, so it will always do 144 hertz. And then whatever your graphics card is pushing out has to kind of match that. So if you have a 144 hertz display and your graphics card is only pushing out like say 70 or 80 hertz, because or FPS, so like 80 FPS because maybe the game's intensive and it can only push out 80, then the cycles aren't going to match up, and you're going to have your graphics, you're going to have your display showing different images as the same image, and that could create screen tearing. And what screen tearing is say for an image, this is like over a little bit, so it'll look kind of like this, and that'll create like stuttering and tearing, and that decreases the image quality. So then came along, variable refresh rate technology, and what that means is your monitor can talk to your graphics card and say, "Oh, you're only pumping out 80. I'll do 80, so I'll match you, okay, bro? We'll sync up."
All right, bro.
And that allows for no screen tearing. So there's two major technologies. You have FreeSync, which is like the AMD open source standard, and then you have G-Sync, which is NVIDIA's closed source standard. So why that matters is when something's open source, AMD would publish like the software and like how to do it online. So any manufacturer could add FreeSync for free. They just had to, get the software and add the little hardware. So it was relatively cheap. So you can go online and buy a gaming monitor, and 90% of them will have FreeSync just because it doesn't cost them that much. G-Sync, on the other hand, is closed, which means NVIDIA owns the proprietary rights to it. And so if you want to have your monitor have G-Sync, you have to pay NVIDIA a licensing fee to get the software and to get the hardware to have your monitor run it. And since it costs money, that's going to cost the consumer money. So G-Sync monitors usually are around $100 to $200 more. It could be the exact same monitor, but the G-Sync version will cost $100 to $200, maybe $250 more, depending on how quality the monitor is. Now, does it have better quality? Yes, because it's closed. So it's kind of like with the Apple ecosystem, where like they don't make anything open source, so their stuff is very tight knit and it works really well. Versus kind of Android, it's open source, so anyone can mess with it, and it creates little fragments. Samsung has their little flavorings. Pixel is like the vanilla. You have HTC, LG, Motorola. They all add little sprinkles of stuff, and that has benefits. It doesn't cost them anything to have Android on their phones, and it doesn't, and they don't have to develop their own software. But is it as optimized for apps? That's because then you have phones with like notches, some phones with like wider screens, so you have the Samsung's 18:9 versus the standard 16:9 ratio, so some apps might stretch differently. That's kind of what happened with FreeSync. You could have different qualities of FreeSync, and so that's why like G-Sync was kind of like the golden standard. But FreeSync worked. It worked well, and a lot of people would use it because it was cheaper to get a Radeon GPU and a FreeSync monitor than to get an NVIDIA GPU and a G-Sync monitor. Now, NVIDIA came out of nowhere this CES and was like, "Yo, we're gonna support FreeSync-ish, kind of, sorta." So what that means is they took, I think, 400 monitors, or 550 monitors. No. I think they only took like 400 monitors. Yeah. So they tested 400 FreeSync monitors, and they checked if it passed their rigorous quality control, and of those 400, 12 passed.
That's crazy.
And they are going to open up G-Sync on those 12 monitors. So if you have one of these 12 monitors on this list
For free?
yeah, for free, it's going to be in the next
Wow.
graphics card update. So if you have an NVIDIA graphics card like I do, and a FreeSync monitor like I do, then you could technically use G-Sync on your FreeSync monitor. All right, I'm sorry. You could use FreeSync on your G-Sync GPU. And if you're one of those FreeSync monitors that's not on this only 12 list, because there's hundreds of monitors, like they said, they tested 400. You can manually turn on the capability. NVIDIA just won't guarantee the quality. So I'm waiting for that update to come around. I think I think they said mid-January, and I'm gonna let you guys know how I think it performs in gaming, how a non-G-Sync certified monitor works with a G-Sync graphics card, an NVIDIA GTX 1070 Ti. That's what I have. So that was just a huge upside because people are like, "Wow, that's gonna be great," but I'm a little skeptical as to how well they'll implement, because they're not gonna like make it work as great, because then why would you buy a G-Sync monitor? They'd lose money that way.
Yeah.
Because NVIDIA makes money on every G-Sync monitor that's sold. AMD doesn't make money off of a FreeSync monitor. That's the thing about open source. Their code is out there, so no one has to pay AMD to use it.
Yeah.
They're kind of just doing it for free, essentially, for free. Nvidia, every time a monitor is sold, they get X amount of dollars. So that's why they cost more, because they have to pay them money. Um, so I'll let you guys know. I'm curious to see how that works. Okay, I'm gonna have you talk. I want you to talk about
Me?
Xbox 2. Yeah, my voice is you're right.
Okay.
So the next generation of consoles are coming out soon. Probably the next year or two. We're gonna look at the PS5, Xbox 2, and so I have a PS4. That's what I used to game on exclusively before I got my gaming PC.
Yep, and
Now I'm gonna transition. Yeah, and Jimmy's Xbox. And I want to hear your thoughts. What are your thoughts on the Xbox 2 coming out?
We were actually just talking about this yesterday. Yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a new console. It's been too many years. You know, consoles tend to last 8 to 10 years. It's been 8 to 10 years. Well, not since the one, actually. It's only been like 7, I think. I don't know. Yeah.
You brought up a good point though about the Xbox One X.
Yeah.
Earlier.
Yeah. I was just about to get into that. So they last like 8 to 10 years for consoles. I mean, that's what you want. And the Xbox One came out in 2013 or 14, and it's 2019. It's been 4 or 5 years. You know, that's like, and then the Xbox S came out, the Xbox X came out, and those have only been out for 2 years, 3 years. That is a scam. I think it's a scam. I only have the original Xbox One because I refuse to buy it. I found out last year that the Xbox 2, quote unquote, is coming out in 2020. I mean, that's next year. Why would I go spend $300 on a new console just for better graphics if the newest console is coming out next year? Why would I do that? I think it's a scam. Just to get more money from consumer. I think a lot of people were going to PlayStation. I forgot what the reason was. It was a while ago, but they had something better than Xbox. Maybe it was prices. Who knows? But,
when it launched?
Well, no. After a while, like a lot of people were going to PlayStation. Maybe it might have been because Xbox doesn't have a lot of exclusives right now.
Yeah,
Halo
it
and
used
Forza.
to be that it was the other way around. It used to be that Xbox had they had Gears, Halo.
Oh yeah, Gears. Yeah.
They had all these exclusives that would come out, but like Halo 5 wasn't really a game seller.
Halo sucks now. Gears sucks now.
But
Forza is for the people who like racing games.
Yeah, and even then you can play it on your computer like I am. Like I don't have an Xbox, but I can play Forza, and that's why I got Forza on my PC.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that the S and the X were a scam just to get money.
Oh, hands down. I mean, there's always an S variant because it's like a slim variant, and I kind of get it.
I don't think the regular Xbox takes up too much space. I mean, I don't know if you remember, but you've seen it's not big. It's like, I mean,
it's bigger than the PS4. Yeah.
Yeah, it's bigger than the PS4, but it's like a cable box.
But even the PS4 shrunk with the slim. And I mean, okay, I get a slim version because it's the same thing. It's just thinner because technology gets better, so you can slim it down, and that makes sense for like dorm rooms or like they're usually traditionally cheaper
they did
too.
That on the PlayStation 2 also.
Yeah, and they're traditionally cheaper too. And I get it's like, oh, you're going back to school. Hey, Jimmy, you want a PS4 Slim or Xbox One S or whatever for school before you go? Like, yeah, sure, Dad, whatever. Or like it's cheaper. So I get that, but I didn't like the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X editions because I think the 4K HDR thing should have been a selling point for the PS5 and the Xbox 2. Because where do you go from there?
Yeah, what are they gonna bring in?
Because you're not gonna have like 8K. I mean,
they'll have better quality, but
yeah, I mean, I guess you could bump FPS because right now I think Xbox One X gets 4K HDR, 60 FPS.
Yeah, but
maybe bump it to 100, 120. But
you're not gonna notice the difference.
But most people game on a TV if they have a console. They don't game on a gaming monitor, and TVs don't go that high. TVs go to like 60.
I game on a TV. I don't want a little monitor. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, if traditionally it's been like FPS has been PC and like ease of use has been console.
The only person I know who games on a monitor is you and my cousin.
Yeah, and that's because I have a PC.
People.
Yeah, and so like, where do you go with?
I mean, what do you? Because people, I might as well stick with my regular Xbox. If it's going to be the same thing.
Yeah, and traditionally for the first couple of years, all titles on PS5 and Xbox 2 will launch on PS4 and Xbox One. That's usually how that works. Like when the PS4 came out, you still got games for PS3.
Yeah.
When
Xbox.
Xbox One came out, you still got games on Xbox. The same games, toned down, less quality. You're not gonna get same breathtaking graphics, I guess. But
Yeah.
I guess that's where it'll go up. You'll have better
I also
graphics.
think it's just stupid to release a console this early because like Xbox's backwards compatibility is really starting to get a lot of games now, and the new console's gonna come out. You're gonna do another backwards compatible. Then we gotta wait for more games.
Yeah,
We gotta wait for them to all get booted on that now. I don't know. But then there's also gonna be games that are Xbox 2 exclusive.
Yeah, that's the
That's whack.
I mean, I guess you can. I guess you'll get better performance. So games won't. Games might load faster and they'll look prettier, but
I don't really like. See, me as a consumer, I know there's people who care. Like my uncle cares. He bought a 4K TV. He bought an Xbox One X. I told him it was a waste because like we play PUBG a lot, and in PUBG that's a PC port. It's not an Xbox game. I'm sure it looks great on the Xbox One X. I've played on his Xbox once. I didn't really notice a difference. I just loaded in the game faster. That's it. I just loaded in faster. And
that's the thing. Like my friend has a PS4 Pro, and I have a normal PS4, and I actually play 720p TV. Really? Your boy poor as fuck.
I think I do too.
A lot of my money went to the PC instead of the TV. But he recently got a really good deal. He got like he got a 60-inch 4K Sony TV for like 600 or 500, which is really good for how big of a TV that is in 4K and everything. And movies look really good. That I'm not gonna lie. But for gaming, I don't notice a huge difference personally per se.
I don't either.
I thought it's because he used to have a Samsung like 1080p 55-inch or 60-inch TV, and I thought that looked great too. And they both look great.
I think it looks fine.
If you get really close and you pixel peep, you can see, but you're supposed to be sitting,
I just don't really get the point. Like
you're supposed to be sitting,
nobody really cares. I don't think anybody really cares. I think they just want to say they have it.
Yeah, So I don't know. I don't know what they can do with Xbox 2 and the PS5 that would make it super worth it, other than cutting off the PS4 and Xbox 2.
I was saying this to Phil, our other friend. That like I got the Switch recently. And that is amazing. I was telling Phil that I really hope it makes Xbox and PlayStation up their game because the Switch. I got the Switch, and for the first week, I didn't touch my Xbox at all. I didn't even look at it.
Now, was that because it's shiny and new and you just got it, or is it actually better?
That too. But I really wanted to play Super Smash, so that's all I was playing. That's part of it. But it's fucking portable. I could take it to go. I could lay in my bed and play. You know what I mean? I'm not saying Xbox has to get a portable, but I don't know. You got to get something new.
You know what I missed? The PSP.
I never had a PSP.
The PlayStation Vita. Because that, I think, is the way to do it. Because how you're saying you can be in bed and game, the way the PS Vita used to work is if you had a PS3 and you had a PS Vita, you could play the game on your PS3 and stream it to your Vita. So you could be, on the bus or something, and if you had the LTE version, you could just play MLB on your PS Vita. Because it's literally a controller with a screen. Yeah. So your processing's happening on your PS3 at home, and you're just gaming on there and it's streaming, via LTE or Wi-Fi or whatever you're using. And I think that's the way it should go, because you can have a bigger thing and get your 4K. Because the Switch doesn't have that much processing power. Games don't look as nice.
Well, they're also they have their like.
But they also have their art style.
They
have their art style, but I think it's a cheap, lazy art style because they don't wanna go 4K.
I like it. I don't know.
Yeah, because of nostalgia.
Well, it's simplistic. I like it. I think it's very simple, and like I don't. You don't have a Switch?
No.
The main thing is a little bland.
I'm personally not a big Switch person.
I wasn't either.
Because the only reason I would get it is because of Smash, but I'm not gonna get a whole console for one game.
That's what I did.
Breath of the Wild is good. It looks good, but I think if it was ever on PS4 or Xbox One, it would look breathtaking. Breath of the Wild, breathtaking. Get it. Shut up. Stop. But you look at the textures and you're like, the grass blades kind of all mingle together. Like you don't have individual grass blades. You don't have more dynamic faces. They're not so realistic.
Nintendo. It's also Nintendo. They don't really do.
Realistic. Yeah, that's the thing. They don't, and I think that they don't do it because they've gotten to the point where Nintendo's a nostalgia company. Let's be honest here. They survive off of nostalgia. Yeah. They survive because there are people our age who played the games when they were like 8 or 9, and they can't let go. And they just keep buying. Yeah. That's literally how they survive. If Nintendo came out now and had never existed before and released this shit, no one would buy it. I'm not lying.
It would be kids.
Think about it.
Like they're kids.
Yeah, maybe they're kids, but the parents would just give them a PS5 and say, "Use my PS4 when I'm at home, when I'm at work."
Yeah.
Xbox One, whatever. Like the company just wouldn't. It wouldn't be anything if they launched now with what they have.
Yeah, I mean, I also like that the Switch, like they have these. It's like the Wii. They have these little sensors on the controllers. I didn't notice it at first because they're small, but you can use it like a Wii controller on certain games.
Oh, like the sabers and shit, or like bowling. Oh, I didn't know that.
That's cool. I like that they have stuff like that. Like the PlayStation has like something like that. But the Xbox, they got rid of their Kinect. They don't do Kinect anymore.
Yeah, it died off.
I mean, it was whack.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
whack.
Yeah, they'll probably. Maybe that's what they'll do. Maybe they'll.
They might, and hopefully it's better. But
so you know how like PlayStation VR, Xbox, that might be a big launch selling point for Xbox too. VR.
Well, they do like they have the HoloLens and stuff like that.
Does it work with Xbox One?
Yeah, it's a Microsoft thing.
Yeah, no, but I didn't know it worked with.
Well, they do it on Minecraft, which is PC, and then they own Minecraft, so I would assume it would work on.
Not necessarily.
Well, Xbox owns Minecraft. I mean, Microsoft.
I know they do, but like they're two different systems, so it might not work
on Xbox.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying VR.
Well, I'm sure it would work. I mean, I don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen. I would just assume that that's what they're gonna do. They showed off the HoloLens and all that Minecraft hologram shit like 2 years ago. Where is it?
No, yeah. I think they're gonna save it for Xbox too.
Where is it?
Because they need a selling point.
I love Minecraft. I used to. I don't really play it anymore, but that would be sick to play on my fucking table. I'm just standing there like, yo, let's put this here. Let's build. Like, imagine build. I don't know if you can, but imagine building like actually like. That'd be cool. That'd be dope. That would be cool.
That'd be so cool. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about this whole, next gen console. And the article brought up a thing of like why they should release the PS5 soon, and I guess you could relate it to the Xbox One too. It's just to beat the other guy. Because honestly, if you come out before the other one and you just go launch it and sell, first there's more press. Second, people can get a hold on to your game faster. And if you get a hold onto your game faster, then it's more reason for you. If your friend gets it, and then you're debating which one to get, but you're like, oh, my friend has a PS5. Might as well get a PS5 because then I can't play with him to get an Xbox too.
That's true. I don't know. There's also some people like me. I would never get a PlayStation. Not that I wouldn't want one. I wouldn't buy it. Nobody I know play. I mean, other than you and Phil, you're the only two.
See, that's the thing. Like, all your friends play Xbox. Like, what if all your friends play PlayStation?
Then I don't know. I'd probably stay on Xbox. To be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I used to be PlayStation when I was younger before the Xbox came out, and the original Xbox came out. My uncle had, and I was like, "Yo, this is sick." Goodbye PlayStation. And I don't know. Like the first real game that I played was Halo. Halo 1. I beat that game 9 line probably like 100 times.
Damn.
Yeah. I used to go to my aunt's house and play with my cousin all the time.
See, that's what I want to see. I want to see more. Okay, so like how you were saying, Microsoft owns Xbox. Why are more Xbox games on the PC, like in the store?
I feel like they're trying to get more people just to be on Microsoft.
On like Xbox.
Well, because they make a lot of their like Gears of War is on PC too. Halo's not. Halo is only going to be.
That's what I'm
forever.
saying. Like why? Like why? Why? If I have a Microsoft PC, why can't I go to the Microsoft Game Store, buy, not even pirate, buy Halo, plug in my Xbox One controller, and play on a system that is way more powerful than an Xbox original?
I don't know. I mean,
or a 360.
Halo has just always been console.
Why? Why? I have the fucking controller. That's the only thing that matters differently. I'm sorry, I'm getting very heated.
That's all right. I mean, maybe
because I do want to play Halo, but I do not want to buy an Xbox. I don't want to spend the money.
Wait, actually, listen. There is an online version of Halo.
I know, but it's ass. I looked into it.
You did?
And they stopped developing because
really?
Microsoft gave them a cease and desist.
They did. They told them to stop.
Microsoft told them to stop. Yeah, so they stopped developing.
So
I was so hyped because I was like, "This is gonna be fucking awesome." And then I checked their blog and they're like, "Yeah, we shut down production." I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
What?
I was following it on YouTube.
I'm so pissed.
I mean, it could only be about money.
No,
maybe they want people to buy their console. But
well, who's gonna buy a 360 to play Halo?
Well, that game. I mean, people do still play Halo 3.
Yeah, but who's gonna buy a 360?
Well, no one. The game.
That's what I'm saying.
Dead. Nobody sells it.
That's what I'm saying. Make some. That's what I'm saying.
Buy Halo to play the new ones. They suck.
No, that's what I'm saying. If they're not selling it, they're not making money. Why not make money by putting it on the Microsoft Store on your PC?
Well, the games
and charging me $40.
Well, Halo 1, 2, and 3 are also really old. They probably don't do the servers anymore.
I guess. I don't know.
They might still do Halo 3 because that was their best one, but
the thing is, you can have people host servers. Like some games allow you to.
they do. I see people do it all the time.
Yeah, like I'm just saying, like, what is the? There has to be a reason why it's not on PC. It has to be financial. Which I can't see them not making money. You know how many nerds would fucking buy Halo 1 and 2 again?
Just to have it. Yeah, I would buy it
on PC. Like, because I've never played, but everyone I know
that kind of blows my mind.
Who has played, and I want to experience it. I want to play Halo. I want to like see what it's like, and the story seems really good.
Halo is so like.
I heard the story is really good.
Legendary.
It's like Mass Effect. Like they have really like those games have such good stories. Like Halo definitely wins when it comes to like the multiplayer online portion. Mass Effect didn't really do that well.
Yeah,
but I think Mass Effect's story is better than Halo's.
Yeah,
but those are both story-driven games, and I love story-driven games. There's not
Did
too.
you not play Red Dead?
No.
What the?
One or two.
Both.
It's not on PC. I want to get on PC.
Get it on
I'm
PlayStation.
waiting for. No.
It's great.
Because I'm gonna buy it again when it comes out for PC, like I did with GTA.
Why?
Because the mods.
Okay.
It's like GTA.
Okay,
GTA.
now you're gonna wait 2
when
years
GTA
to play.
comes, when GTA, since GTA is on PC and PS4, you are an idiot if you don't buy. If you have a gaming computer and you have a PS4, you're an idiot if you don't buy it on PC instead of PS4 or Xbox.
That's true.
Because of the mods, the sheer mod, like Skyrim. Skyrim's mods are it's
so cool.
There's so many. You could fill up an entire hard drive of just their mods, and that's what I'm talking about. Like Halo.
Yeah, but you gotta wait like 2 years.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm someone who doesn't have to buy the game right away. I like a lot of games. A lot of games I'll wait a couple years till they're on sale. Like Shadow of Mordor was one of my favorite games. I didn't buy it. I bought it when it was $8 on PlayStation.
Are you crazy?
Yeah, and I got the Ultimate Edition with everything. So I was like, hell yeah.
Damn. There's only some games I gotta buy day one.
Yeah, I mean, competitive games you gotta have to because otherwise you'll be at a disadvantage. Like
even like single player, like Red Dead, I got that day one.
Really?
Yeah, I loved Red Dead 1.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my favorite games.
Okay.
I was highest level, everything unlocked, and then they reset me. I don't know why. I never got an answer. I just logged on one day and I was level 1. I was like, guess I'm never playing again. I'm not restarting. They got this, and now I don't even play it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even play the second one.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so boring, to be honest. The new one.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah, the online sucks. There's nothing to do. I walk around and I say howdy to everybody.
Well, no, that makes sense because Rockstar, when they launched GTA 5, they didn't have online for a few months, and then when they got added online, it's the same thing. There was nothing to do. There was nothing to do until they added heists.
Dude, they don't have anything like that.
So it's probably the same thing's gonna happen with Red Dead. They probably put all their hard soul money into like the single player.
That's good. No, you can tell.
And then they're gonna, eventually, then they're gonna work on the multiplayer. And they are working. I'm sure they have stuff on the back burner. They're working on it, but they're waiting to release it.
No, you could really tell, bro. I almost cried a couple times throughout the story. I was talking to my friend Butters, and he is a die-hard Halo fan. That's his favorite game of all time. But he said, Red Dead 2 is the greatest story he's ever played.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
what's a really good story which surprised me? My friend Miles, he's super into 2K, like NBA 2K.
Really?
And I think it was 2K16 had like one of the. It was written by Stan Lee, and it had like one.
What?
No.
Really?
Wait, who's Stan?
Spike Lee?
Maybe.
Spike Lee.
Yeah,
he was
probably
in one of the games.
Yeah, Spike. R.I.P. Stan Lee. He won't get to see Infinity War. Hopefully, he got to see it actually, because I assume he was there for like. Yeah, but you could. So I don't know if I don't know if you know this, but with Infinity War, the way they filmed it is so the actors never actually got to see the full movie until it released. Mm. So they filmed their scenes and that was it, and they only got access to their portion of the scripts. Mm. So, and I think only like 2 or 3 characters actually got the full script. Like I think Doctor Strange, I think Iron Man, and maybe the Hulk. Or Thor, I don't only like very very few people, and they were like under lock and key. Like they were only allowed to read it in like a room, like a desk with the producers and stuff, and that was the only place they could. And I think only some producers knew what was going on, and I think when they were editing the videos too, they had different production teams, so that way no one knew what was going on except for only like a very handful, few people.
Cool, though. That's a lot of work, though.
So it is a lot of work, but that's how they kept the secret so well tight. But
people knew Iron Man was gonna die.
Yeah, I mean, but he didn't though.
He didn't?
Yeah. Remember, you haven't seen Infinity War?
No.
I don't feel bad for spoiling it. Shut up. It's on Netflix.
We were talking about this yesterday.
I know.
I hate the movies.
I know, but it's on Netflix.
It's too expensive. Okay, the movies where I live is $13, $16 a ticket, and I have a girlfriend, we go, that's already $30. And then I gotta buy popcorn for $20, a drink which is $11. God forbid I get an M&M for $8. I'm $70 in.
No, that's a fair point.
I hate what I was gonna get to. Spider-Man, the Spider-Verse. Oh my God, Stanley's in it. That's all I'm gonna say.
I want to see it. I really do.
He's got a good ass cameo.
Really?
It's really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Anyway, so back to Stanley. I'm hoping that he was able to see Endgame.
I'm sure he did.
But I mean, you'd assume he'd be one of the people.
Yeah, but he practically owns Marvel.
Yeah, no.
No, but he's the Marvel face.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean. I mean, people think that he wrote it. No, he didn't.
Well,
at all.
I'm not saying he wrote
it because his comics are different. Like there are key differences. Like in Infinity War, the reason Thanos is doing what he's doing is to curb overpopulation. No, in the comics, do you know why in the comics he does it?
Yeah, someone was telling me yesterday. Weren't you telling me yesterday?
Maybe, I don't know.
Someone was for the death.
Yeah,
he loves her.
He does it to court death. For some reason, that's his love interest in the comics is death.
Deadpool too. Yeah,
Deadpool too. And in Infinity War 1, when you see Thanos, I'm pretty sure he talks something about death. Like he talks there's some inclination of why he's doing it is for death. I forget exactly why. I'm sure there's some nerds out there who can analyze it and find the exact scene I'm talking about. But I don't know why they came up with this whole overpopulation thing. So that's why I don't know if he knows what's going on. I mean, at the same time, you have to think about it this way. Maybe he wanted to be surprised. Because that's the other thing.
Maybe.
You could be an actor and you could know how it's gonna go, or you could be an actor, be making something great, and then get to see it and see what you did, and not have any idea until you actually watch it. That's the other thing. Maybe he didn't want to know. I don't know, but part of me hopes that he did get to see what happened. I don't know. I just really hope that he got to see the culmination of over a decade of movies is gonna happen this May. Think about that. Like people. Wait, is it? What's the meme about the most ambitious crossover? Is that Smash? Is that everything Smash? Yeah, screw that. That is not the most ambitious crossover in human history. Marvel's cinematic universe is a decade.
You think?
A decade, my
Smash
dude.
Is more.
Yeah, but the amount of Easter eggs. Well, yeah, if you count the games.
Yeah.
But the amount of Easter eggs they had to hide, no actors had to quit, they had to keep everything so fluid. It's very hard. Logistically, I can't imagine trying to tie everything in and get it to from the original Hulk Iron Man to where we are now.
Same characters.
All of that and
yeah, but nobody else can play Tony Stark.
Yeah, but
he is Tony Stark.
Yeah, at this point, I think it's one of the reasons why he doesn't want to leave.
I don't know why they do. Batman and Superman, they both want to leave.
Same thing with the Harry Potter kid. I think it's just because they don't want to be known. I think they want to evolve as actors.
I guess, but dude, that's cool, man. You're fucking Batman.
Yeah,
you're Superman, bro.
You're Iron Man.
You're known.
Yeah,
come on. That's so cool.
I mean, it's easy to say it from our perspective, but we're not in their shoes.
I don't care if I was in their shoes.
The hell are we talking about? I don't remember anymore. We got from PS5 to this. Two story-driven games. Okay, so Spike Lee wrote the 2K16 or 15 story. My friend Miles said it was so good. Apparently it starts off, with you make a decision that kills your best friend, and you're super torn up about it as a character, and it's referenced out the whole.
I don't like when games do that right at the beginning.
No,
it's what's the point? You don't know the character. It doesn't hurt me.
I guess. But it gives you some backstory. So I don't know. But I didn't play, but he said it was written really well. So I love games where there's really good campaigns.
What do you know about Red Dead 2?
Not that much. All I know is
Do you know the story?
I know it's basically GTA, but set in the middle in the Midwest.
Yeah. 1899.
Yeah.
I was gonna give an example, but I can't.
I know GTA 5 has an amazing story.
What?
Like the main campaign. Have you played the campaign for GTA 5?
Yeah, that shit is whack.
Oh, people say it's really
know.
good.
You played it?
Yeah. Or Uncharted. Uncharted has a really good.
That was whack. Is it? Not Uncharted. I didn't play it. GTA.
Oh, Uncharted is another PlayStation exclusive. Back on the topic of exclusives. But yeah. So, what else we have to talk about? Oh, okay. So when we were talking about where the next step is, it's going to be 8K. It's not going to be, but I think it's a good segue for us to talk about our last topic before we end our show, because we've been on for a while now. God,
Yeah.
how long have we been talking? I'm sure you guys are getting sick of hearing us talk. We're going for
An hour and a half.
oh my goodness,
But that's like the normal time for a podcast.
I guess, yeah. I just never expected this going for an hour and a half. Holy crap!
You
Wow.
wanted to go for half an hour.
I know. I thought that we were out of stuff to talk about. See, I like having a co-host.
Thanks.
It's nice to back.
Thanks.
To bounce ideas back and forth. So CES 2019, 8K TVs are coming, folks.
I already don't need a
Thoughts?
4K.
Yeah. I mean, you bring them in it.
Is 4K just released?
Yeah.
I feel like now 8K. What does that even mean though? Am I gonna see their skin cells?
I don't know what the resolution of 8K is. It's 7680 by 4320. So
That's like here. Let me pull this little image. That's just too much. I don't care enough. As a consumer, I don't care enough.
there you go. Okay. So wow. So 8K is a lot. 7680 by 4320. So what is that? 7680 times 4320. So that's 2.46 million pixels. So that's about 2.46 megapixels. Oh, wait, that's it? What? That's it. Cool. Sorry. Oh, hang on, wait, I missed the whole number. That's not. I was saying that's too small. 7680 times 4320. There we go. 33 million pixels. There we go. So your
like that still does not matter to me.
so your phone right now, let's say the average is about 12 megapixels. I think an iPhone is like 12 megapixel shooter. You would need a 33 megapixel shooter to shoot 8K. That's just
to me that does not matter.
yeah. That's the other thing. I mean, that's just like I don't know. At what point do you go? Oh, it's just 8K just to have it. I mean, it'll sell
I
because
think that's what it is right now. I think that's what 4K is.
because 8K TVs, they came through. They were shown off, I think, last year CES or the year before. Because Dell actually has an 8K monitor, and that makes sense for content creators because they want to actually. Oh, goodness, my throat.
What?
So Dell has an 8K monitor, and people are like, "Oh, why do they need an 8K monitor? Or why'd you ever need an 8K monitor for content creation?" The thing is, a lot of video production equipment records.
Yeah, it got really dark in here. You're not allowed.
Anyway.
It's right. Just change your skin.
Yeah, problem solved. Change my skin.
Like Scooby Doo. Looking for a light.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. That's better. So a lot of professionals record in 8K because when you zoom in on an image,
Well, isn't it like you record at a higher thing and then when you like render it, it goes
Yeah,
down or something?
and then you can render in a lower quality. And so a lot of people, they'll shoot in 8K and they'll produce their image in 4K. And the reason for that is because it gives you more space to work with in a video. So let's say you're recording something and you see a shot and you want to zoom in on that shot. If you zoom in on like only a 4K image, it'll get really pixelated, or even at 1080p, it'll get pixelated. But if you record 8K, you can stretch that image 4 times, and it'll be 4K. So that's one of the reasons they do that.
I mean, that makes sense. That's like the same thing when
Is
I
if
do my
you
art.
if you
I
want
need to work. I work on a 6,000 by 6,000 canvas.
Yeah,
and then I just scale it to whatever size I need.
Exactly, yeah. So say with us, like your face, if it's only taking up like say a third of the screen or something, but you want to take up the full amount, you can zoom it up and it'll still come out 4K crispy, but it won't show up as blurry and crap. So that's
that makes sense.
And
but
then,
like for TV, you don't need that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like Dell's 8K monitor, it kind of makes sense, but you need 2 DisplayPort 2.0 ports to power it because 8K at 60 hertz. It's a lot of data. I forgot how much, but it's more than what DisplayPort 2.0 can handle. It's a lot of data to run that.
Yeah.
And so, for content creators and media people, it makes more sense because then you can also, the other thing is you can also get down there and you can edit the individual pixels, and also when you render from 8K to 4K, when it's guessing the image, the color of the pixel, so that's what it does. It takes 4 pixels, and it'll take the average of those 4 pixels as that new pixel, and that creates a better image quality because you're having more samples. So think of it as your sample size. The more numbers you have for your average, the more that average is representative of your data.
Do you think we'll ever get to 100K?
Oh no, yeah, no, definitely. There's a company in China who made an image that's I think it's in the gigapixel range. It's like how this is 33 megapixels. I think they have an image that's it's 33 gigapixels. It's of a city, but you can zoom in on a person's face.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
that's insane.
It's literally like a sky view image of a city, and you can zoom in so much that you can see a person's face.
That's insane.
Yeah. So I mean, the camera's technology exists. It's just that's I think that's one camera that can do that in the world. It's somewhere in China, and and that's our point. Is I guess it looks really nice, but does it warrant the price increase?
Normal people don't need it.
Yeah. And I mean, what can push 8K? It's like RTX. It's like ray tracing. It's like 4K back in 2012. Nothing can push it.
Yeah.
And they're not even releasing the price. Sony's debuting it, but they haven't even told us the price yet. They're saying the price is.
They might not have one yet.
Well, it's coming out this year. They just I don't think they want to give the price yet because it's gonna be scary. I'm thinking 4 or 5K.
What? How much was a 4K TV?
Around that price. Oh, nowadays you mean?
No, it came out.
Yeah, around there, 4 or 5,000.
Holy shit!
So I think it's gonna be 4 or 5, maybe 6,000. Especially for Sony, it's probably gonna be 8, 9. Because that's a nice brand. So
that's insane.
Yeah, Sony, Samsung, LG are all releasing 8K TVs this year. So keep that in mind. Don't waste your damn money on an 8K TV. Buy 4 4K TVs and glue those bitches together. Cheaper that way.
You just need 2.
No, you need 2 up here and 2 down here.
Nah.
To get the square.
Nah, you don't need it.
I know. Well, you also don't need 1, so
I don't.
Yeah.
Money is just an object.
It is. That it is. Well, with that, we're probably gonna end because we've been streaming for
an hour and 40.
An hour and 40 minutes. Hour 37, 45 seconds. So, with that, thank you for watching the first episode of T.A.G News. I don't even know if this is news. It's just
kind of hanging out.
I might change this to T.A.G Show. Who knows? This is more like a show,
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't know when we're gonna be coming back. I'm not gonna lie to you. This might be a bi-weekly, every 2 week type of thing, because our schedules are kind of crazy. It's hard to try and meet up and stuff. So, want to do more than once a month. Probably can't do more than once a week. So probably every other week around there. Don't know the time and place. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We'll each post out in advance of when we're gonna be shooting and stuff, so you guys will know. It also will be recorded. It'll be live streamed to YouTube and it'll be saved on YouTube. So if you miss it, you can watch it another time. You don't have to watch us live unless you just want to talk to us and chat us, and then we can whatnot. So
that's cute.
Okay. Well, with that, have a good night, everyone. Or day. Night for you, Ref, because it's nighttime by you. It's what do you say, 2 a.m.?
3 a.m. It's probably almost 5 a.m. now.
It's late there. So everyone, have a good night, good day, good rest of your week, and goodbye.